just want to get your hair going. Right, what are we doing today? It's going to be really hard to not be ourselves. Oh yeah. The amount of chats that we have, and we haven't had a set-up production team like this.
I know.
It's very exciting. What do you think about like a small bend?
Literally do whatever you want, but a bend is great. Like then the less curl, the better.
Right, okay. Less curl, the better. I can do that.
Lovely.
That's no problemo.
Thanks.
I feel like a lot. So
Go on.
I knew that you was going to be asked pretty much straight away when I was thinking about doing this, because everyone's like, you are the hair version of Holly.
No.
You're the blonde hair.
I love it. I know.
You're the blonde hair version of Holly. And I always used to think, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I think being here 8 years, and within the first year, I had people saying, oh, have you met, do you know Holly? You remind me of Holly. And I was like, I don't know who that is. And here we are.
It's so bizarre, isn't it? We always say it, like how we met probably at the most vulnerable time in our life, for sure anyway, for me, in a lot of ways. And how we met, exactly when we met, how we met, is crazy. It makes me proper believe in fate, stuff like that. You know, you don't realise how much you need that.
Yes.
But it is. It is beautiful.
It's amazing. And I feel like, well, probably a lot of people don't know that we didn't actually know each other before we met.
I know.
Which was just randomly you coming in for a hair appointment, and I was there like, hello.
I know. You was like, I just had a baby, and I was like, what? And then it was mental. It's one of like my favourite stories actually, like how we met and why, and it's just beautiful.
One of those things.
One of them things.
And when I think about when we was talking about where we're from, pretty much from the same place, and then we knew people together, and here we are across the other side of the bloody world.
And the fact that when you said people say like the hairdresser version, that's flattering to me, because I literally, like, I've never had that. Someone that is in the same industry that gets it as well, and is striving towards the same goals, and it's bizarre. It is, isn't it?
I know.
So when people say, oh my god, you and Faye, did you know each other back in England? I'm like, no, it's weird. And I moved here 9 years ago. So we literally would have been on the same journey as well, with finding our feet here, right?
Just trying to find our way.
Just trying to navigate.
Did you always know that you wanted to move to Australia?
No, do you know what? It's so funny, never. But I remember being hungover in one of my friend's beds, and she'd lived in Sydney for a year.
Right.
I used to be like, what was that like? You know, how did you even get there?
Yeah.
And then this show, like Immigrating to Australia or something, came on the TV.
Yeah.
I remember being like, that must be really difficult. And it kind of is, you know, when something just sticks in your head that you never forget, like a memory, but it was of kind of nothing.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh my god, then I ended up doing that.
Yeah.
So never had a plan. I just worked really hard in Manchester, and I mean, you'll know what the scene's like there. Like, I was working till 10 o'clock at night. It was normal, and I would work and work and work, and everyone used to say like, you need to chill, but I actually just loved it.
Yeah.
And I'd still go and party and have a good time, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just got so, I suppose, tired of my life, and I was 21.
Yeah.
I was like, right, well, I'm either gonna move out of my mum's house, I lived with my mum at the time, or come here. So I went to, I think it was called like STA Travel, and I got a year's working holiday visa, and then literally planned it. My mum could not believe it. She was like, what? You're not going out? And no one believed
was
that
it
I was
unlike
gonna go.
you? Right.
So unlike me. So I think everyone would be like, what? And then I did it, and now people say, I thought you'd be back in a minute, you know?
Really?
And every year I'd book another wedding in to do, literally. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go back next year, I'm going to go back next year, I'm going to go back next year, because we just was like living in on St George's Terrace, so it was just like, you know, rental after rental, just working and having a good time. And I book another wedding, and my family would be like, come on now, just come back.
Yeah.
And then
stop messing about. What are you doing over
what
there?
are you doing? Come on. And then my partner now, Ollie, who I've got Tommy to, he was like one of my best friends at the time. So we actually didn't come here together of anything. We just, as you know, like was best friends. I used to set him up with all my mates, which is awkward sometimes. Thankfully not you as well. And then
what was I thinking?
I know.
You're such a giving nature, but I love that you have that self-reflection.
Funny. And then just like the same night, the same thing clicked, because my whole just like my energies changed towards him, and it was just like we just gravitated towards one another, and then it was dead quick, and then baby, everything.
Wow.
But we're not married yet.
Yeah.
So
come on, Holly. Come on. Watch the pilot and get the hint.
I know. Come on, mate. No, we was like, we'll do it all. We'll do the travelling and the baby, and then now I am like, all right, he's two.
Yeah. You're funny.
Nah, but we're really happy, and just like in a good place finally in life. You know, just when everything, that's sounding cheesy, like you feel like everything just clicks, and you're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we're there. You know.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's been a hard life, to be honest.
Had
a hard time. Nah, I have.
Because you're so like you know, I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not speaking out of terms that you've been through a lot. I think the most refreshing thing about you, and why I always gravitate towards you, is that you are so warm and humorous about all of your experiences, because you do so make life. I'm laughing because
some shit. We'll do that another way.
2.0. Welcome back, Holly Garvey.
With a bottle of wine.
Yeah, with a bottle of wine. That's it.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, just the fact that you can look at so many things with humour, and that you do look on the bright side of life. You know, you're definitely a glass half full person.
Oh, that means a lot, honestly.
It is. And you know, and with little Tommy, who's like the apple of my eye.
Oh my God, you might got a soft spot for him.
Little darling, Has so Holly Garvey Studio. Did you always come to Australia with the intent of opening a studio, or?
Honestly, funnily enough, got a memory on my Facebook, which is why I keep Facebook genuinely for the memories, because I look at what I used to write and want to die. Because of my quotes and my caption and the way I used to spell, all that. And I'm a bad speller anyway, by the way, which you've probably all cottoned on to by now. But I literally got a memory the other day, right? And me and my best friend Kelly in England, she actually, she's beautiful. So she and I opened a small little salon when I don't even know how old I must have been, because it was 12 years ago that I got the memory that was a memory of a memory.
Wow.
So I can't even remember. All I know is I was still in college studying beauty, and I opened, it was called Miss Hesketh's, which sounds like a brothel. But it wasn't.
Here's Miss Hesketh's menu.
Hesketh,
welcome.
Which is my mum's maiden name. So my grandma, you know, my granddad. So Miss Hesketh, so my mum's Michelle Hesketh. And I've also got my dad's name, Garvey. All the drug dealers. So my mum's side, the Hesketh, we called it that because I definitely couldn't have put Garvey on there. I would have been getting guns and everything going from it.
No, it's not me. It's definitely not me. What are you talking about?
I'd have to change my name. So we called it Miss Hesketh, and you know what we did? We got the pamphlets done with our beauty menus. We did everything. We both did beauty, and we stuck a diamond on the eye of every miss. So that's how young we was. So it was so good. And I got the memory anyway of our little A-frame outside and how proud we was. And it was like, you know, with an A-frame, you're trying to catch people's attention driving past. It's just like park here, but we had like massage, eyebrows, nails, tan, and people would never have read it. It was like a book, this A-frame. I was looking at it, I was like, fucking What was I thinking? Anyway, lesson learned. Lesson number 1.
So that's where it all started, Miss Biscuits.
And then I got here with the intention to travel. Sorry to answer your question.
No, to
be a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Because obviously I absolutely wasn't running a business by any means. Even though I really, really, really wasn't. I was just making some extra money. Yeah. To be a kid, and do what I loved. So it was like I'd go to college, I'd go there, and I've just always been a busy person. So I moved here with the intention to travel, and I got to Perth, and then that was it. I was just like,
did you not go anywhere?
No. So what everyone said about me coming here had a bit of truth to it, because I just stayed here. I'm still in the same house, I'm the joke. I literally got here and just like mucked in, and I actually had an interview which says everything about me on my birthday for a job with Mac. So I was with Mac for a long time in the UK. Loved it, learned a lot there, worked with some really inspiring people that are doing great things now.
Wow.
And what happened? I came here and I started working here, and then I started teaching at a makeup academy in Perth, and I just needed to find my own feet.
Yeah.
So I actually got a studio a few years ago before this one that not everyone knows about, but that's where I did like makeup from and did lessons, and then I branched out on my own, and then it's kind of just escalated, and it was like, oh, people want this, and then it's like kind of organically happened, but
by the demand that what people were asking for.
I think so. I knew I always wanted, and you'll know this from working alone sometimes, a really beautiful team around me, and that's definitely been the hardest part for me to navigate, was understanding really how to be a leader, because I'd always really worked alone.
Yeah.
But I think, naturally, well, I probably shouldn't. You should say this by myself. I'm a generous person, and I like looking after people that I care about. Yeah. So when we opened the shop, loads of lessons, loads of things I'd love to change now, but I was learning, and now I feel like I've really found my voice and myself, and feel really, just inspired and happy. And like I said, even about meeting you when I met you and being here today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is everything you used to dream about things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living that. Again, corny, but I just feel like I've been through so much, especially the last 10 years in my personal life. Yeah. I'm just really like happy now. Like I couldn't imagine. And I feel like emotional, but like I literally just feel so settled and happy. It's lovely. Yeah.
It's good. And you know what? You seem happy.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Which is really important, because you sometimes we can lose ourselves. When we're creative, and you are trying to run a business and build a team. And trying to say the right thing and trying to always do the right thing. And what even is the right thing? I don't know what that even means.
True.
But sometimes we don't know the answer, and I think you are. One thing that's always struck me about you is that you are very much willing to wear your heart on your sleeve, and through all of the things that you might have gone through to get to this point that makes you who you are today, is a testament to your bravery and your courage, so fuck everyone that said that you're coming home. Even if it's sodom.
Yeah. Oh, literally, yeah. No, thank you so much.
No, not at all. Was there ever a point where you thought, this is too hard, I want to go home?
Never home. Do you know what? No, I've always oh my God, I've never been more vulnerable, and had a baby, and especially COVID kicks off, and then that means that you don't get to celebrate that baby with my family. That was a massive thing for me. But I never wanted to, like, I don't want to use the word give up, because I'm not saying to the people that do that it's giving up, because I also admire that. Because one thing sometimes I do wish I had, and it will be if I ever have another baby, I will absolutely put myself first, because I see what that did to me. Because I didn't, I put my first baby first, and I did. I did a wedding 2 weeks after I had a cesarean. Like, that is stupid. That's stupid. And then, weirdly, thankfully, COVID hit. So it made me stop. So I wouldn't say I ever wanted to just go. Ever, actually. I feel like I've always been in the right place, which is mad, because I met my partner here who like I'm mad about, and obviously I have my son, and we met one of my best friends now, and made my family. But definitely been times where I've been like, why do I do this to myself, when I've took too much on. Which was always like the weddings for me, I always took too many on. And it never greed, it was purely trying to please everyone. I was just trying to fit them in because I wanted to accommodate them. And they've always, some of my brides have honestly become some of my greatest friends now, which is beautiful. And, funnily enough, I had a bride yesterday. Did a second wedding. So I did a first wedding 9 years ago when I first moved here, and that was just amazing. God, she's got me. That was weird, it was weird because I did a daughter as well. So her daughter was like now this teenage girl, and she was a kid, like a proper, I don't know how old she was, but so that was weird.
That's incredible. So incredible.
Aww.
And you started at Mac when you first came here. So what was your interview like when you first went in?
Really poor. Like, I couldn't believe, I was like, I don't know if I want to work here, to be honest.
I don't know if I actually want to work here.
I was like, what? And I think it's because it was run so well. At the time in Manchester, we had the best team ever, and I think maybe I was comparing. I think I was comparing now, looking back. But it wasn't very. I suppose it wasn't very professional. Truthfully, it wasn't, and that scared me a lot. Actually, it made me feel quite, because you look to your leaders to be strong and professional. And like, I don't know, like there's certain energy, I suppose, that you feel comfortable with them. But it was very slack. It was just very like. So not the best first experience, but then the team there was lovely, and I actually going to dinner with one of the girls next week, I think, that I met there, and I get some of them doing freelance with us. So the girls and the team and the guys, that was beautiful. But the way that went with the way it was run here, not great.
Not great. And is that what inspired you to go on your own? Thinking, if I can't find it here, then I'm going to create somewhere that I can start.
Definitely.
Where people can be a part of.
Absolutely. I didn't feel that connection and that love and it wasn't because it was new. I don't believe anyway. I just didn't feel like it just didn't gel. So I was always, now looking back, rooting for myself. And I think maybe they picked up on that. Because obviously that's like, you're like, hang on a minute, you're not coming in our neck of the woods and then just, it's
coming
not
over
what you do.
Taking over the show.
So maybe that's where I was going with it, because that's what I wanted my name out there, and I wanted, then it was just like flowing. But I then started, my next job, which was, I kind of like ducked around a few places. I think was trying to find my feet, and find my people. And that's why I say it's crazy now that I feel like I've got it. And but I was like ducking in here and there, and I tried working at Mecca, and they was great actually. But I think that's like something all the time is telling me, you need to do this, you need to do this. So I rented a space for a while, started booking my weddings, then started doing the Makeup University, which I still run now, which is funny. It's a great course, and And then I think I was known then maybe for the education, and then I got another space with someone that was a hairdresser, and we opened, it was called Hidden, and that was a really good journey for me to experience, you know, some of the things I experienced and realise I needed to do it on my own.
Right.
So everything, I was always, you know, never had anyone like backing me financially, so I was always so nervous to take that burden on if it failed, and I always have still to this day got that worry in me of like I need to provide and support myself, so I never wanted to take too much on, knowing really there's no one that's going to back me up if this falls down.
No safety net, and it's on me.
So I always like tread lightly, and people used to be like, almost be like, why are you not doing more? Why are you not doing more? And it did put a bit of pressure on me, I'll be honest. I know everyone meant really well, but I so wasn't ready for it in my head, or you know, who I was at the time. And it's, again, so interesting how you just find your feet in your place. But I got this little studio, and I put my savings into it. And then my friend Cherie was like, oh, there's a place going next to mine on Railway Parade in Leederville, and I was like, oh, I'll go and see it. And I remember going, I don't know, and I was just like, not, you know. And then I went, I didn't see it, and then Ollie came with me, and he was like, nah, do it. He went, just do it. He said, because we had some savings, and I was gonna maybe put that into some other investment or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I cut out of that, dropped that, moved into this new place, and never had a plan of like the fit out, and I was just like, right, well, I've got this amount of money and it needs to get me there. So I knocked that wall down, I put that there, I did this, and I'd sacrificed some things that I really wanted, and I know we get that together, you know, and then that was it. Then it was this new studio, and then I got pregnant. So it was like I did it all, and then and we wanted a baby, you know, we spoke about having a baby. I just was just typical me. I was like, I think I'll have a baby, and then I you know, I was very lucky, and I had a baby, so it took a back seat. So it's like people are now like, oh my god, you've got this brow studio, and you do all this, you know, this, your team are amazing. I come to your studio, oh my god, I forgot. But I think it's because obviously I took that back seat when I had my son, and I kind of regained my energy. And then COVID, and now it's like, bam, I'm ready, do you know? Like, this is it, we're going in, and it feels great,
It's so good. And I think, you know, I always get such a gorgeous, warm feeling when I go into the studio.
Thank you.
Very responsible for my lashes and all my needs.
I
just think that every woman needs to, you know, feel that safe haven when they come for their beauty things.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
it's a vulnerable time, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you seen a shift in talking about business? Have you seen a shift in the client over the past year or two, that you've had to pivot differently based on, you know, their behaviours around COVID?
As in, like, bookings? Like, have we seen less bookings or more?
Just from a business perspective, has COVID changed, you know, the people's attitude towards booking in, or about having things done?
Makeup was a funny one, like, because obviously it's such an investment to get your makeup done anyway, because you wash it off at the end of the day. So we see a lot of people doing special occasions, right? So one, special occasions was kind of cut, and two, masks. So why would you spend all that money on your makeup when you're wearing a mask and it's going to affect it? And I've always been strong in never doing just eye makeup, because I don't want someone to then whack an orange foundation on and then tag us. Truth be told.
Don't tagging me in that, would you? Don't tag me in that.
You know what I mean?
It's
a bit like, you know, someone putting their own extensions in and then you colour, do you know?
So absolutely.
I'm like, nah, stay strong. And I'm like, please do your eyes. No, I'm sorry. So we didn't, and we stayed strong through it. And there was times I was like, let's do it, but we didn't. I'm glad we didn't now.
Right.
So we definitely got a decline in makeup bookings,
right?
But then we got more people wanting education, so we did so many more lessons, and I've got some really talented artists around us now that because it has always been myself, I suppose. I'm trying to lead and educate my team into feeling confident to be able to do it, and honestly, they're amazing, and I'm so lucky to have the girls in my team that I've got now, honestly. So yeah, just like the pivot went for us blown up with makeup all the way. I mean, you knew we were just flat out with it. And it definitely did, but then it didn't, and it's like we get a lot of last minute cancellations, as everyone in small business in the beauty and hair industry, in any business will know. But then people quickly book, you know. So it's like you could have 4 cancellations one morning, but then 3 would book quite quickly.
And then it fills that gap, so there's a lot more movement and there's a lot more.
So it's just a lot more work involved. You know. But it definitely, it's not. Look, it's not been easy, but it's people are supportive, and I think we've, putting things in place that we've had to try and protect our small business that we've had to do. Everyone's been very supportive of that. So a few declines in certain bookings, but then we're getting a million more brow bookings. Because then everyone just wants the eyes to show. So then eyes and lashes. You work with what you got, and I think that shows. And that's my team that I've brought out, as well. That's not me doing all this. We all chat and we all like communicate with what we believe the client's asking for and wants, and it's like they're like, right, we need to put this package out there, we need to do this. So everyone's bouncing because they want the business to succeed as much as me, and I think that's what's been a misconception, is because it's my name on the door. I work for that name. I'm a part of the team, which I want them to know when they sat with me, like, I'm here because I want this to work, because we work in this shelter together, and it's like our, it's our safe space. And it took a while to get there, but I feel like we're there now.
It's interesting that you say that, actually, because when they say about like self-branding, and you've got Charlotte Tilbury, Tom Ford, Laura Mercier, Holly Garvey, all in the same thing, but it's really that it probably is a perception that when it is just your name, you're doing all the brows, all the tans, you're like a bloody octopus, apparently, you're like, good that you can do that.
I know.
But I guess that, probably not a lot of people would know that there is a gorgeous team behind that name, that you support, that you mentor, and that you pay it forward, because I bet there's so many women and girls that would be like, oh my gosh, I really want to be like Holly Garvey, or I really want to learn from her. And I get that they don't probably see that when they, see your name, that there is actually a huge team behind it.
Honestly, like, it's kind of like, sometimes people will say, he's doing that there now, and so I think that has, because it's been hard to pivot, because obviously we've got, say, one Instagram that's about me and my life, and something that I've always had for these last few years, things I love, like going out to eat, drinking, fashion, friends, Ralph, all them things are on there, right? And then I've got the business I work for on the other book, because the branding, and that's what's been, that is what's been a lesson, to try and understand and try and not get greedy with the content on one, and not the, you know what I mean? Like, when you get good content, you share it, you're excited, and so that's something I'm working on now, and something I'm enjoying the process of. But my team is beautiful. I feel like we've got it now. We've got everyone in place of what they need to do and where they need to do it. And it's going from strength to strength. It's feeling so really good. Exciting. Thank you. Got a lot of help from you as well, so I'm very lucky. I am.
It's one of those things, isn't it, that you they say, you surround yourself with people that fan your flame and that don't douse your fire. And I think you do, and as soon as you feel that maybe, relationships aren't serving, and they're not quite they're not quite adding to what your vision is. Do you feel like your circle has gotten smaller the bigger that you have built your business?
Yeah, definitely. I do. Well, like, I've always, you know, like you share a lot on, let's say, social media.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of makes you look like an open book.
Yeah.
And I don't mind sharing things I think will help someone. So if, you know, I've been in a vulnerable situation, and I'll talk openly about it to try and show, like, I get it, I've been there, I can help, or this is what happened to me, and when that happened, this is what happened, but this is what I learned from it. So it's always like, I find it like that's a beautiful thing about life anyway, isn't it? Like sharing your journey and hearing something that just resonates when you really need to hear it the most, and how much it can change your whole perception on something. So not that my circle's got smaller, you know, like it you know, it's not even like a proud thing. It's like it has, because, and especially being a new mum, I don't really have time to try and pretend. So I've got the people in my life now because they're definitely supposed to be there, and because I love them and trust them, and they don't make me feel like I'm whatever. They don't make me feel certain ways. I trust that energy massively. I always have, and I'm not, I wouldn't just like cut someone, but I know how to like parachute my way out of it if I need to. Not got time for it.
No. I love how you're quite, you know, transparent about it, because sometimes, you know, especially if you don't have that in common with somebody, you know, like you go through, like being a mum, and you're at mum's group, and, you know, and you're thinking, what am I doing here? And everyone else is probably thinking the same.
Yeah.
But all you have really in common at that time is your child,
exactly.
Right? And I think, and that's perfect, that's absolutely fine.
Serves its purpose.
You know, it serves its purpose. But did you ever feel that past that point, because you did then pivot and you've got so many strings to your bow, did you find that then, you know, you might not have that time to be spending with all of these different women because you have a business, you have a partner, you have a baby, and that you don't have that much time to socialise really anymore and do the small talk?
It's hard, isn't it? Because I am a social person, like I am, but then I'm like, I know I speak to so many women that you think are like these big, you know, extroverts, but really we're introverts, and I love putting my pyjamas on. I would happily spend double the amount of money on quality pyjamas and get a nice bottle or some herbal teas and stay at home and relax and eat pasta. But I suppose now I do a lot of explaining, which I'm working on not over-explaining myself, because a lot of the people that do know me by now know that I'm really just doing my best, and I think it is easy to have that misconception of someone that, you know, posts like, you know, the novelty shit. We love it because it's glamorous and it's fun, and it takes away from that morning where you're cleaning shit off the wall. You know, and I don't mean that literally, but you know, then you're cleaning food off the wall for your kid or whatever. But I love that stuff, and I think that when I'm out and I'm doing it, I'm enjoying myself. But with my circle, the girls and the boys that are in it now, they get it. I'm just, you know, I've got 76 text messages I've not opened today, not from today, from the last few days, because I look like, you know what, I'm going to deal with that on Monday when I'm not with my son. I'm a friend here today, and everyone that's in there knows, and they all laugh at me. They're all like, because when I'm with them, I'm really with them. So I don't want to be on my phone texting and all that. You know, I do find that a bit like disconnecting. So although I love social media because of how beneficial it is in small business, I absolutely, definitely know when to switch it off, because that time's kind of burnt, you know. And so my circle definitely small, but I've got so many beautiful people that I know I've not seen for months and months and months, and when the time's right, we'll go and catch up. And it doesn't mean that like they don't have to be in my life anymore, or they might be the same for me. You know, they're all busy. Everyone's busy, aren't you, really? But you make the time for the things you really want to make the time for. And I think we all know that, don't we? But just do what I love now, and you know, time is of the essence. So
I love it. And I guess, you know, like with just pampering, I know that you can relate to this, is when you're pampering everybody day in, day out. We're probably the queen of small talk.
Oh, yes. And it's not fake, is it? It's just because you've got to, like...
We're quite efficient at making sure that, you know, that we can connect, you know, we're empaths. We want to make people feel good, and that's the industry that we've chosen, because it makes us feel really good to uplift other people. How do you fill up your cup? What's your things that you like to do?
You know what I love at the minute, and I don't know if it's coming into winter. I like last night I had a massive day in the shop. I was really exhausted last night. Felt flat, and I know that feeling when it's coming on me, where it's like burning out. And I was like thinking, I've got another 3 days to go before I get a minute. Big days as well. So I get home, because I work on a Saturday and Holly takes care of Tommy, and I get home and he'll always pour me a glass of wine for when I get home, which is so nice.
I love that.
I take my bra off and my shoes, and most of the time so I just get my pyjamas on. And I honestly love putting Tommy down, knowing he's happy in bed, and getting in the bath, watching crap on TV, just rubbish.
Love it. Are you watching anything at the minute?
Queen of the South, which is like
Queen of the South. Oh, she's powerful.
Yeah, she's good.
She is spicy.
Drug mules.
Yeah. Like, just need to enlighten myself or something.
I mean, that's a bit heavier for me. Usually I watch like Get Organised. You know, I love them like home shows where you like. I had a week off with COVID, and I was actually not that unwell, so I was like, I'm going to make use of this time. And I got a drawer for gift bags now. You know, gift bags. Got a drawer for it.
You play Monica and Friends so well. You'd be that woman that would be hoovering the Hoover.
I love it. I love cleaning things that clean my things.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of OCD, but I love it. I organise everything. I'm like a little weirdo.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess being a makeup artist, you know, it probably helps that you're super hygienic.
Yeah.
Really organised, because you've got all them cotton buds and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, but going for nice dinner with you, like the other night we had the best dinner. We only had to have one glass of wine. It was lovely. Then we got peppermint tea.
Yeah.
And I love that. Going for nice dinners with my mates.
Yeah.
And eating, drinking, chilling in my pyjamas.
Yeah.
I love it. That's what I do to fill my cup up, honestly.
I love it. I actually need to start, not yoga, Pilates. I need to have a meaning to go to Pilates. You have to go.
Miss that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Since I started, they teach you how to breathe at the start, release all your stress, stretch, work out. So you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
And I walk out of it feeling so much like better than when I walked in. I'd recommend Pilates to anyone that needs to take that minute to themselves, because you do get to lie down.
Yeah.
So you lay down
and
you're just stretching your legs, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's the best thing ever.
Because you know what I used to really laugh at? When I'd watch your stories, and you'd be like, so, just been to F45 with my tea towel, unload my tea towel and a pair of knickers is falling out.
So much stuff used to happen to me at that. That's why I had to leave. I was like, I'm going to have to go. It's not working out here. I would like fall off boxes. I rolled a towel out, my knickers flew out, weren't clean. Noodles, super noodles, like Tommy had crushed super noodles, put them in my towel, so I rolled it out and super noodles, and I was late to the class. So then I was picking up super noodles. So much stuff.
You're like, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
going to Pilates.
And I actually moved areas, so it was easy to cut my size there. I was like, bye.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah. I love that you're so close now.
Oh my god, same.
I love that you're so close.
So good, isn't it?
And that it's so efficient. And you know what? All the things that we had dreamt that we wanted to do, that we wanted to be, nip around and grab coffee and nip for dinner.
It's not a big thing.
It's not a big thing.
You can just drop in like you did the other week.
Yeah.
When I was naked on the couch, I'm joking. I wasn't. But I basically could have been, and just doing these.
No, we have to relay that story. I was going like, what the hell? So I feel like our love language is like acts of service, gifts, where we do. If we know we've had a hard week, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think I did maybe miss the memo where I went and got a bottle of red wine.
I just was so glad I wasn't not in the act. So
me just creeping up with a bottle of wine. I was like, what's going on here? And the bloody spotlight came on in your porch, and you were like, what? And I'm like, only me.
It was so
just
good.
Just doing a friendie.
It was actually so good. I loved it. I needed
so
that.
Funny.
We had a bad day, and not like it was just one of them days, and you dropped a bottle of wine in, which was the best, and we was both eating. Me and Ollie was eating cheese on the couch.
And sliced apple. I was like, what is going on here?
We both was nibbling away, and then but we had the like porch doors open, and I just saw your head at the door, but you didn't come in, and I was like, do you want to come in? And you was like, no, I'm just going to drop you down. And I was just laying on the couch, like taking this like so weird.
Passing your wine through your bloody
like
window.
because the couch is coming off the porch.
You are so funny. You're like, are you sure you don't want to come in? Why are you acting all weird?
I don't know.
I feel awkward. I need to go. You enjoy work. You feel better. I do remember though when I wasn't feeling very well, and you'd sent me a text saying, check the front porch.
Aww.
And I opened the door and there was a bag from the boat shed.
Oh no, I'm back
gorgeous. $10 for an avocado. But lasagna and all like these ready meals with like this bunch of flowers, and I swear I just wanted to sit there and sob because I just put it in the microwave and everyone was fed and it was fine. So
good.
You're an amazing friend, and you know how to look after everybody.
No, I love you.
Aww.
I do. This is we me and you get on.
I know that's it.
But I literally know. I'm very lucky to have you in my life. Believe me, you don't realise like a bloody angel sent to me. So thank you. No, thanks for having me.
What's next? So where are you going? I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. Where are you going? What's next for Holly Garvey Studio?
Well, we are doing lots of things actually, which I'm really excited about. 2 of them. Particularly so. For years, I've wanted to learn how to do lip blush tattooing. So I've been studying it for a while now. I'm just perfecting my art because I don't just want to. It's a fear of mine looking like, we do everything but nothing well. So really studying that. One of my really strong team members, Sophie, that's been with me from the start, nearly 3 years. Wow. She's amazing. She's going to be doing brows. It's not a passion of mine to do the tattooing in brows, I'll be honest. So I don't want to do lips because I love lips.
You're good at them. You're good at them.
So that I really want to fine tune that. I'm really enjoying it. I needed to do something different that scared me a little bit. Obviously done makeup for 15 years.
Wow.
Since I was 16, and quite heavily as well. So I just needed to change it up a bit. So I'm doing that. One of my teammates no one else wants to do it, so Soph's going to do some brow training as well, and we just making sure the team feel inspired and happy and motivated, and that is a real art in itself. So wanting to do that, but also just keep them happy and feeling alive, and like they have a massive part to play in the studio, because they really do. And I mean it when I say it, they all are amazing. I feel so like blessed right now. Like, I hope this lasts for a really long time, because I know it's not easy to get here now, and I know it's not going to be forever. So I just want to just relish it and work with them and understand them. So that's my journey now, understanding how to be a great teammate and be motivated and enjoy it, man. It's so easy to just do it all, as you know, you're a doer, but to enjoy and reap the rewards, tattooing and teamwork.
Tattooing, teamwork, and bosh. That's us for 2022.
That's it.
Well, here's to the future.
Yeah, I know, babe. Who knows? I love you to bits.
I love you too, darling. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I feel like we talk about so much.
Yeah.
And over coffee or wine but just to have a fly on the wall to actually capture our moments or 1% of what the shit that we chat.
I know, like not always good.
Right, and I was doing your hair while she was doing it, but how does that feel?
Love it. Thank you so much as always. Nice little wave. You gave me a nice chop the other day, and I love it short. You know,
I think you suit it short.
Yeah, I like
it's
it.
very cool.
Thanks,
just like that.
Thank you.
Oh.